Hi everyone, I'm Miss Bridget and welcome to Preschool Storytime right here on the Sewickley Public Library YouTube channel. Now, before we get started, let me tell you all about what's going on this channel so you can know what's happening all week long. So on Tuesdays, we have Babies and Books at 9:30. On Wednesdays, we have Stories for 2s and 3s at 9:30. On Wednesdays, you're with me at Preschool Storytime at 9:30. And on Fridays, you are at Family Storytime this week with Miss Jan. Now, I have even more announcements this week. Can you believe it? Well, summer reading is in full swing, so make sure you sign up on the Sewickley Public Library website, sewickleylibrary.org, for our completely virtual summer reading program. It's a real blast, and we have a lot of really fun challenges and things you can do during summer reading. Also, we are having a nature walk starting this Friday at Mary Roberts Reinhardt Nature Park, Fern Hollow Nature Center, and Audubon Greenway, brought to you by the Allegheny Land Trust. Now, if you don't know what a story walk is, get the family together and go out and enjoy one, because a nature walk is when we take one of 3 different picture books and we place them along a trail so that you and your family can read it as you walk along together. And we have 3 really cool, really beautiful picture books for you to enjoy. So go out, enjoy some nature, enjoy some great picture books, and what do you say we get started? All right, I think we'll start with our hello song so that I can say hello to you and you can say hello to me. How about that? Let's warm our hands up for our hello song. Now, our hello song uses some sign language, and I bet after all these weeks, you know exactly what I'm gonna sign. I'm gonna sign hello and friends. How about we sing it 3 times fast? Here we go, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time to say hello. Do you think we can sing it even faster? I think we can. Let's warm those hands up a little bit more. Oh, they're really warm. Take a deep breath in. Nice and cool and perfect. Here we go on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time to say hello, friends. I think we can go super duper fast. How about you warm those hands up? All right, here we go on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. Hello, friends. It's time to say hello. All right, we went super duper fast. Now, what do you say? It's time for us to read a story. Our first book is Harriet Gets Carried Away, and I would like to thank Simon & Schuster Books for Young Readers for their permission to read the story to you today. It is by Jessie Seema, which means that she wrote and did the pictures for this story. Here we go. Harriet gets carried away. And what do we have here? Hot air balloons, maybe that's a clue. Harriet loved costumes. Oh, I love costumes too. Do you like costumes? She didn't save them for Halloween. No, look, she was a ghost at the laundromat. Or only wear them to dress up at birthday parties. Look, she's a fairy. She wore costumes all the time. She was a monster even at the dentist. On the morning of her own dress-up birthday party, Harriet was a busy bee. Literally. Still need to pick up some snacks from the grocery store, her dad said. And lots of party hats, Harriet added. Her dad shared a look. Okay, they said, but don't get carried away. And Harriet was sure she could manage that. Harriet changed into her extra special errand running costume. She straightened her bow tie. Oh, look, she was a little penguin. Waddled down the street and through the subway. Oh, that's an adventure, taking the subway to the store and into the store. Her dad seemed to have the deli counter covered. So Harriet set out on a quest for perfect party hats. But instead she found, something else. Penguins at the grocery store? Huh. Harriet forgot all about party hats. They picked her up. She waddled past the checkout lines through the city and out of town. Where are we going? Harriet asked excitedly. Back home, of course, a penguin answered. The city is a nice place to visit, but I wouldn't want to live here. Well, no, I assume a penguin would need to live somewhere very cold indeed. As the balloons floated further from the city, Harriet's thoughts floated back to her birthday party. Excuse me, Harriet said, but I don't think I belong here. That's okay, the penguin said. Everyone feels like they don't fit in sometimes, but maybe you should lose the bow tie. I like the bow tie. But Harriet didn't care about fitting in. She cared about getting back to the store. So she straightened her bow tie and hatched a plan. Oh, maybe not that way. And another? And things were not going smoothly for Harriet. Harriet was almost out of ideas until one emerged from the sea. An orca whale? Hey, said the orca. You're not a penguin. How did you know? Cried Harriet. Well, penguins don't wear bow ties, the orca said. Harriet realized this orca might be her ticket home. She told him her tale of costumes and penguins and hot air balloons, and she told him all about her family and her city and the party hats she needed to find. And when her story was finished, she said, I could really use a lift. It just so happens I'm headed up north for a family reunion, replied the orca. I could drop you off along the way in exchange for that fancy red bow tie. Seems like a fair trade. The orca swam and Harriet daydreamed. Once Harriet could make out the city in the distance, the orca came to a halt. This is as far as I can go. So Harriet called in a favor from some friends she knew from the park. We can take it from here, they said. And look, they carried her into the city. Harriet soared back into the store and headed straight for the party hats. It didn't take long to pick out the perfect ones. They were shaped like pizza. She found her dad's at the deli, just where she'd left them. Where did you sneak off to? They asked. Oh, I just went to find the party hats, Harriet answered. Oh, and I could use a new bow tie. With hats in hand, Harriet waddled back through the subway, up the street and into her room. She put on her birthday party costume, straightened her party hat, and headed to the roof. The party was a great success, and no one got carried away. Look at all those costumes. I see a lion, and a magician, and a knight. Oh, and a wizard, and a cowboy, and a cowgirl, and maybe a dragon. Well, no one got carried away, except Olivia, who had found a pack of wolves to match her costume. And that is the end of Harriet Gets Carried Away. Well, friends, now that we've finished our first story, I think we've got some wiggles we could get out. So, how about we all stand up out of our chairs and we sing Zoom, Zoom, Zoom. Here we go. Let's start the hands up. Here we go. Zoom, zoom, zoom. We're going to the moon. Zoom, zoom, zoom. We'll get there very soon. Now we climb. If you want to take a trip, climb aboard my rocket ship. Zoom, zoom, zoom. We're going to the moon. Zoom, zoom, zoom. We'll get there very soon. All right, my rockets, can you get down way low? All right, let's get ready to blast off. Here we go. 3, 2, one, blast off! Oh, that was so excellent. Maybe while you're standing, take a second to just stretch up really high. Maybe bend down and touch your toes. Maybe wiggle your head from side to side. All right, let's get ready to sit back down. Can you do some clapping with me? Here we go. Everybody have a seat, have a seat, have a seat. Everybody have a seat on the rug. Not on the ceiling, not on a bug. Everybody have a seat on the rug. Not on the ceiling, not on a bug. Everybody have a seat on the rug. All right, are we all sitting? I hope you are, because I'm about to introduce you to one of my best friends. My friends, our next story is about Mr. Rogers. Now, if you don't know who Mr. Rogers is, you might know one of his friends, Daniel Tiger. Now, Mr. Rogers was a man who had his own television show that I watched all the time when I was your age. And I really did feel like he was my very good friend, even though I never met him in real life. But this is his story. You Are My Friend. And I would like to thank Abrams Books for Young Readers for their permission to read their story to you today. Here we go. In the springtime, when everything was growing and green, Freddie Rogers had to stay inside. Flowers made him sniffle, and plants made him sneeze. Freddie had allergies. Freddie had other illnesses too. He spent many days in bed, and sometimes he had to stay inside for weeks at a time. Being sick made it hard to make friends. Often, when Freddie felt mad or sad or lonely or scared, he kept his feelings inside, but he wanted someone to know how he felt. So Freddie found that he could talk his feelings out with puppets. He gathered them around on his bed, and that way it seemed as though he was with a whole group of friends. When Freddie went to school, sometimes he was bullied, and neighborhood boys were mean and yelled words at him and chased him down the street. Well, that's not very nice at all. Grown-ups told Freddie to pretend the mean words didn't hurt, but they did. And hiding his feelings didn't work, they just grew stronger. And sometimes when Freddie was alone, he cried. Freddie found it difficult to speak out his feelings, but he learned he could express them on the piano. When he was angry, he played loud, low music that sounded like thunder. He played high, sweet notes for happiness. Freddie felt better after he shared his feelings through his music. Freddie's mother gave him a way to deal with his worried feelings. She told him to look for people that were helping. Freddie began to look for helpers right in his own neighborhood. He liked to visit Mama Belle Frampton. She welcomed him and showed him how to make toast sticks all by himself. Freddie liked the good feeling of learning something new from his neighbor. Freddie's grandfather, McFeely, was an important friend. Freddie loved to visit his grandparents' farm with its big stone wall. One day, Fred went into his room where all the adults were talking. No one looked his way, and Freddie asked if he could walk along the big stone wall. Then everyone looked his way. Most of the grown-ups said, "No, you'll get hurt." But Grandpa McFeely said, "Yes." Freddie climbed and walked and even ran along the wall. When at last Fred came back inside, he had a skinned knee, but he was happy. His grandfather told Fred that he liked him just as he was. He said Fred was special and that just by being himself, Fred made the day special too. Fred let those words sink deep inside him, As he thought about them, he felt braver. He began to speak up. He tried new things. He reached out and made friends, even with people who weren't like him at all. One day when Fred was a grown-up, he saw a television program. People were throwing pies in each other's faces. Fred did not like the pie throwing, but he thought television could be wonderful. What if instead of showing people fighting, TV could show people helping one another? And right then, that's when Fred decided what he was going to do. Fred created a television show for children. He remembered all the people who had helped him when he was growing up. He thought of his neighbor, Mama Belle Frampton, who was always glad to see him, and he wanted to share that good feeling with children everywhere. Fred wrote a happy, welcoming song to sing at the beginning of each show. He called his program Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and he called the people who watched it his neighbors. At first, Fred felt shy in front of the camera, but he found out that his grandpa was right. Just by being himself, Fred made the show special. Fred told stories with puppets. He played music that he wrote. He invited helpers to show what they liked to do or explain how things worked. Fred took his television camera to visit a farmer who had to milk cows. He asked a friend to show him how people dig with big machines. Another helped play the cello, and another shared how to cook. Fred explained to his neighbors that feelings were important. You could talk about them, or you could show your feelings in other ways. If you were mad, you could pound clay or run fast. If you were sad, you could sing a song slow and soft. If you were happy, you could dance. Fred helped people learn to like themselves, and he helped them become good neighbors. Fred never forgot how his grandpa made him feel. Over and over, he would look right into the camera and pass along the important words that changed his life. You have made my day special, just by being you. There's no person in the whole world like you, and I like you just the way you are. And that's the end of You Are My Friend. Well, my friends, or should I call you my neighbors? Because you are. We all live in a big, beautiful community together, and I am your neighbor, and we are also friends. So I think we should sing goodbye, friends, today. Here we go on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. Goodbye, friends. It's time to say goodbye. All right, thank you so much for joining me here today at Preschool Storytime. I'll see you next time, neighbor. Bye-bye.